that that Hereditary movie's still on. They're getting ready to do the seance. Psychology can, create a lot of situations. That's why so many gay kids end up killing themselves. There's 53 on the dryer and 33 on the... Now, I've medicated quite heavily. You know what? Speaking of it, I'm going to take one more hit off of it. And my pain is quite managed. I'm not running to the refrigerator to raid it. I am not falling all over the place. I am actually going to go outside and walk some more. Because I'm anxious. Because I'm a bit bored. And that movie is weird. I could smell women's perfume, but I couldn't see anyone. And that's annoying. Or didn't see anyone. Oh well. I told the room, I said, that's a lovely perfume. Ugh. Now I taste sunscreen. I'm just going to stay on the block again. I don't feel like inclines. It's very flat here. And there's somebody parking the goddamn sidewalk again. Oh well. I think it makes me sick more than anything that my family was allowed to get away with their actions. And who wouldn't want to be working in a job that they loved with their own shit? But then, I have people that in my family don't want me touching ice cubes with my bare hands. But that's nothing. The only reason I recall it and put attention to it is to define the character they expressed towards me. Don't touch the ice cubes with your bare hands. It's better than letting the ice maker that's 50 years old sit there and turn and turn and turn and turn and turn, and you maybe get one cube every 30 seconds. It's a waste of energy. Not to mention it damages the equipment. The freezer thing. I don't know, I guess my logic was just always whatever. Whatever. Oh. I found out the head turning thing. Is a symptom of Tourette's too. And I really didn't mean for those things to come out. So, if anybody just wants to sit and doubt, like I said, every waking fucking thought, it normally just comes out. I work pretty hard to control it. Only for people to never be satisfied enough with the progress to the point, you're acting too intelligent. I know a hell of a lot more about the area than you do, apparently. That's kind of why I posted that clip of Mommy Dearest. There isn't a dirty cover-up in this entire business that I don't know about, and your hand is in every one of them. You reek of it. Damn you. Nobody talks to me like that. Nobody, nowhere, anywhere. Are you crazy? Tell me, are you crazy? I'm crazy. When she throws that glass of vodka in his face. Damn it. That restaurant is my place. Calling me over there like some picked up floozy. She throws that glass of vodka in his face. Oh. And that's another way I learned to survive. They didn't like that either. They would find child rape and pornography funnier, especially if the children got harmed, than my version of surviving how many fucking traumatic events? Not to negate veterans' PTSD, but when you're traumatized pretty much by the same thing repeatedly, I can only imagine the trauma involved with that some of them suffer. But when there's trauma from every aspect, as I said, family, social, religion, education, fraternal, the level of trauma is totally different. And it truly is. When you don't have a support system, other than people who, brush major symptoms off as nothing but drug usage, but it shouldn't be hard for them to prove their theory. They didn't want to know. Like I said, the therapist I saw would fall asleep, or at least pretend to, just so she didn't have to notate the horrible shit I was trying to talk about. And how fucking sick is that? Feinberg and Associates on East Maxwell, Fayette County, Kentucky, where the cops ask if you're home alone. I was 12, 13, maybe 14. My sister did not believe me. My family never has. So as I stated, when I was a kid, former Sheriff Tony Wins and several other of the men offered to buy me animals to screw and then record it to further what Donald had started. He wasn't the only one doing that shit. And as I said, my language is culture and religion to denote the gravity of the goddamn situation. Finding language offensive. I've never heard of something so ignorant in all of my life. It's different when they're slurs. Very different when they're slurs. If I call someone a bitch, it's not to degrade them into believing that I'm calling them a female dog. That is not how I use the word bitch. I use the word bitch as in asshole, the female version of one. And an asshole is someone who simply arrogance, in my opinion. Not to say I'm not arrogant. I can be quite arrogant. Just like with Becky Webb that day. That is not the capital of that country. David Goldman started laughing because I was right. She scolded all of us, got upset about it. It's like, I didn't mean to start anything. However, I have a hard enough goddamn time taking tests and stuff. I don't need you giving false information. And that's how it was for me at Mason County as a non-disabled student with ties to legal and medical. You know, people talked about what they had heard and knew. Nobody knew the entire story. The ones that did would lie about it. While medical, in psych, would do things like fall asleep instead of recording the human trafficking. And that was me walking backwards, medicated on cannabis, not losing my balance. Granted, I am Nordic walking, but I've always had to. Like I said, after the brain injury, bludgeoning, I had to get down on my hands and knees to get up and down stairs. My family thought it was hilarious, me pretending to be a dog. And that was their way of getting over the goddamn guilt. It's so funny. He's so cute how he gestures with his hands. How do you all like me gesturing, typing out reports and tips and poisonous lips? Sometimes levity never hurt anything. And there is that cool Batman movie, or what was her name? Poison Ivy does that with her lips and poisons Robin, I think. That's a good movie. I liked that one. The treachery people will commit. It's shameful. Shame, shame, shame. I know your names. Cosplay and absolute lunacy. All of it. You know what? I'm not even going to finish the cul-de-sac. Oh, is that why? Oh. And no, that wasn't an auditory hallucination. I like acting sometimes, just out of the blue, too. It helps me. That's what matters. Thank God it's not the fucking... Thank God it's not the fucking Tourette shit. It's a quiet afternoon here. Then again, it is the work week. Their thing, see, it is so cute. So cute. I don't know, it's like some dead fireman or something. Maybe a rescue worker. I don't think I'm taking anything way too personally. In my opinion, my family didn't take anything personally enough. Like I said, my sister didn't believe me about that cop in Fayette County all those years ago. My mother didn't believe me. They're also part of the problem. Men don't get raped. You people are sick. And then you point the finger at me because I do sleep with men and I'm open about it and talk about all kinds of taboo subjects. You know what? I talk about things that will affect the future, my nieces and nephews. Fuck the goddamn money. Hell, you all tried to suffocate me how many goddamn times? Language, language, language. That is the most ignorant argument I have ever heard of in my life. Dignity and morality. How delusional are half of those fucking people in Kentucky? Chronic sleep deprivation has already been ruled cruel and unusual punishment. Dragging kids out in the middle of the night just for them to perform in court and otherwise is one of the biggest loads of shit I've heard in quite some time. Not to mention, my statement was, bailiff, arrest that lawyer for arguing something logical. Well, close enough. Bailiff, arrest that lawyer for supporting my opponent. You're a threat to yourself and or others. So are you. Let me show you these falsified court documents from places like Mason County, Kentucky, where law enforcement raped me with Comprehend's fucking blessing. So you signing off on your shit just adds to the goddamn story. You do realize that, don't you? No offense or disrespect, it's trying to save some ass. And not mine. Oh, but what in the fuck would I be thinking of? Oh well. Oh well, far be it from me to judge. I don't know if I want to keep walking or not. Their goddamn van is on the sidewalk and it's annoying the hell out of me. Hell, I'll just walk back up this way. You're talking about dangerous topics and blah, 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 blah. Yeah, huh? Look what's happening because people are chit-chatting about how it really fucking happens and works. Not everywhere, but some special places. Just because people are criminals and or drug addicts does not mean that they're to be wiped out. Sure, interview the special ones. The ones who assist in the more interesting ways. You won't hear a bad thing about any of the departments from them. Like I said, the junkie CI kids had it easy. God damn it, they're kids. See, as I said, it just comes out. School bus. I don't want to deal with children. I hate kids. Well, hello. It looks like Snoopy. It looks like Snoopy, but no black on it. What are you doing? Never mind, the school bus was going somewhere else. God. I can't stand putting up with kids. It's not that offensive or anything anymore. I just don't like them, you know. Like I said, the most interestingly, oh my God, one was, I think it was, Daddy? Is it a man or a woman? And you know, it didn't bother me. It's a child. But the parent having to explain that to their kid in public, it made me feel bad. It really did. And it shouldn't. So I usually try to avoid children for that reason alone. Now, if that's not me being Christian and thinking of other people, I don't know what the fuck is. And that is the religious psychology that was instilled within me. Where, believe it or not, Wesleyans convinced the youth that they could beat demons from them. At least within our congregations. And you know what? That Oklahoma internal memo pretty much explains it.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, how are you today?
Sunny.
Yeah, that's true. I would have apologized to them. However, I don't recognize them. And he was doing something. He was changing the license plate. Hopefully he wasn't stealing it. It didn't look familiar. Then again, I haven't met all the neighbors. Just the ones who venture out. And see, like I said, behavior at Mason County, totally out of character for me. But, as I also said, they threatened to burn our house down and either shoot us before or after. That's why all the air was leaking out of our tires. You can ask my mother about that fact. Oh well. That is one of the main reasons I wanted to sell when Dad died. But do you think those unsupportive humans gave a damn? You're paranoid. It's because you're still using that cannabis. You people are sick. Oh well. I've been called sick by them plenty of times. They left me bleach in a fucking glass to drink, for fuck's sake. Then claiming there is no ice water in hell. So don't tell me that they didn't set up some fucking psychiatric bullshit to help cover their sick, sorry asses. And then them complaining about me needing pain management. I cannot wait to go into more detail about Primary Plus and Patrick and Christy. Federally subsidized health care facility. Interesting. We found your behavior threatening. I pity you. Definitely pity you. You'd probably be the idiots that you'd think the nicest person in the world would slip up on you and kill you. Silently. I'm not wasting my goddamn time. Why would I? First, it's illegal. Second, I don't have the energy. The walking really isn't mania so much as I'm bored, for one thing. Exercise is healthy. I can't stand getting cabin fever with everything on my plate that's there. So, walking's healthy. Why not? We're just having leftover tacos tonight for dinner, which is just fine with me.